everyone! This week we celebrate the 4th week of Ordinary Time, which is a green week. Green is for growing, as we are growing in our knowledge of Jesus' life and teachings. This week's Gospel is from the Gospel of Mark. Then they came to Capernaum, and on the Sabbath Jesus entered the synagogue and taught. The people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. In their synagogue was a man with an unclean spirit. He cried out, "What do you have to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." Jesus rebuked him and said, "Quiet, come out of him." The unclean spirit convulsed him, and with a loud cry came out of him. All were amazed and asked one another, "What is this? A new teaching with authority. He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him." His fame spread everywhere throughout the whole region of Galilee. This week's gospel takes place in a synagogue, which was a community center during Jesus' time. On the Sabbath, which was the day they celebrated being God's people, they often met in the synagogue to learn from great teachers teaching from the holy books given to them by God. We learn that the people were surprised when they heard Jesus teaching with authority, which means he was teaching as someone who really understood what God wanted his people to know. I guess this isn't surprising to us, knowing that Jesus is the Son of God, but for the people at the time, they didn't yet realize it, so they had no explanation why Jesus was teaching in a way they had never seen before. Can you imagine being there that day? And suddenly you're surprised by a very different kind of teacher. I wonder what Jesus read from the holy books, and I wonder what message he gave to the people that day. One of the people there was a man with an unclean spirit. We can't be completely sure what his problem was, but it seems he was troubled by bad thoughts and feelings, described as a bad spirit. When he saw Jesus, he shouted out that Jesus is the Holy One from God. Whatever was troubling him made him afraid that Jesus would get rid of the bad thoughts and feelings, which he did. Jesus told the bad spirit to leave him, and the man shook uncontrollably, and then was free of the bad thoughts and feelings. Wow, can you imagine being there and watching someone being healed after being troubled so badly? I wonder how the man felt once the bad spirit left him and he could have good thoughts and feelings again. Has Jesus ever made anything troubling you go away? Is there something bad inside of you that you would like Jesus to take away? The people watching that day were so amazed at what they saw Jesus do that they told everyone, and soon word spread, and Jesus was very famous. When we have seen Jesus do amazing things for us and for others, do we talk about it? Do we tell others so they can also come to Jesus with their problems?